This means. All right, so real quick, I just want to kind of give a breakdown in a 130 of the final version of the Chain Lightning build. Um, we've been working on this a lot. We've gone through a lot of different variants. This is the one I'm most satisfied with. It's the perfect combination of tanky, as well as still get to run Raiment and do tons of damage. So in a 130, we basically just pretty much absolutely destroy all things. You don't really have to worry about avoiding things so much because of the gear choices, and you still do really good damage. I mainly use this for hordes, but as you can see, it does really well even in the pit. Now boss damage is going to take obviously a little bit, but you can still do it. I just kind of want to showcase how we can like basically stand and everything, and I'll kind of guide you on that as well and why that's possible. And it is utilizing one of the new uniques that's out this season that honestly at first I thought was gonna be horrid and garbage, and it's become one of my favorite uniques, at least for this build. It's also nice to run like end aerials, but also still run Raiment. Belly stomp everywhere. And not really have to think. Because like last season we had Flame Shield to like not think about stuff and avoid damage and whatnot, but this season it's been a little bit more difficult because things do a lot of damage. And we are squishy sorks. Yeah. I was like, what is that? Did I grab it? So as you see, we just basically sit here and face tank. I should be like teleporting around more, but and even going through this, I know like you could technically still make it stronger, but you'd have to kind of pay more attention. The whole thing with this is I just want to spam chain lightning and I don't really want to think about it. And that's kind of like what the build is centered around, is like just play, go through, do whatever. Maybe a 30 wasn't the best test or best showcase. 30s do still take a minute. That's the boss. The boss is gonna take forever, so we're probably not even gonna sit here and just do it all day. As you see, we are doing a decent amount of damage. Not really worried about living. Probably just have this on in the background, go through. Like I said, this is gonna take a while. For the most part, you just, I don't know, you just don't wanna, don't really have to worry. You just, all right. Anyway, you get the picture. We're gonna go ahead and die here. If you're not doing damage, you'll die. And then I'll just kind of go through. So the way we're pulling this off is we are using Endarials. Endarials gives us a bunch of our health as we hit. Raiment is how we're making up a lot of the damage that we're losing through using Endurance Faith. Endurance Faith just makes us basically immortal. It's amazing because everything is split. So even if something's going to one shot you, it's split over 2 seconds, and then Andes is healing you for the 2 seconds. So basically, you're just healing through it. So there's no worry of getting one shot as a squishy sword. It does suck that you're giving up a offensive aspect by not having stuff on the gloves. You're also giving up ranks of chain lightning, but it still does just fine. And the reason for that is our ranks of chain lightning isn't really the main source of damage. The main source of damage is the aspect from the pants, where you're getting the explosions. Don't get me wrong, ranks of chain lightning definitely help damage because you're still getting damage from chain lightning, but the bigger source of damage is the explosions from this aspect on our axial conduct. So that's kind of where the focus and the idea came. Like, we don't really need the gloves, so we can use that to be tanky while using raiment, because raiment makes us like extra squish, as well as being able to pour it all over while using Andes. Boots is going to be your source of armor. Right now I'm actually looking for different boots. I'm willing to sacrifice max life to have a little bit more movement speed. These are actually really like not that great of boots. We have lightning spear for a good amount of damage, as well as our crit strike chance and crit strike damage, and the offhand with CDR, because CDR is great. More lightning spears, more conjurations. More conjurations equals more damage, because this is the season of the conjurations. Ring of Starless, I triple hit the crit strike chance because we have enough attack speed with Andes and this that we're at cap. Talrasha, we are getting the full 80% because we're using Andes. That's just a big thing. And the amulet's pretty huge too. On mine, I have crit strike, conjuration mastery, and devouring blaze. If I had it my way, I'd probably have cooldown instead of critical strike chance. We have enough crit chance that it's fine, and more cooldown would be fantastic. But finding amulets is not the easiest of things, so this is kind of what we accept. I'll have it set on the planner, but the unstable currents cooldown reduction 2 is not super needed. With the orange herald on our boots, we're pretty much getting it regardless, so I would actually take more evade cooldown just to be able to telestomp a little bit better. But yeah, that's the setup for this. Skill points wise, we are taking greater chain lightning because we don't need all the crackling energies. This doesn't have any mana issues because you're a starlight on the amulet, and you're always healing, so you're always getting constant uptime on your mana. My source of burning is Hydra. I have Hydra on my enchantment as well as the teleport. So Hydra, is, in my opinion, better, especially with chain lightning, because you're going through so much damn resource that you're basically always having 2 hydras up, which is 2 more conjurations, as well as it burning everything for you. You would have more uptime burning everything with firebolts, but Hydra does the job just fine, and you're still getting that bonus damage. I find it to be a little bit more consistent and fun. It's nice seeing the little Hydras pop up and do their thing. Skill tree wise, we are putting points in all of our conjurations. We're definitely getting conjuration mastery, as well as lucky hit. Mana shield for the damage reduction. The protection, I only put 1 point in just to have a little bit of extra barrier. Again, you're going through mana so fast that you're gonna have constant uptime of ice armor with shimmering, and then you're teleporting a lot, so the shimmering teleport also gives you pretty much constant uptime of your 30% DR. 1 point into elemental, 2 meant to just make sure you're resetting your defensives, which again you can kind of get away with not using that because you're using raiment, but and then 3 points into the glass cannon. We are taking advantage of Devouring Blaze. We're also taking advantage of Hoarfrost. It's very important, very important on the boots to get chance to freeze. This is our only source of freezing, and we do massive more damage when things are frozen. So you definitely want this on your boots. And yeah, and then we're using Veers for the DR and the extra damage. Veers is still just like kind of best in slot. I only managed to get 2 points in electrocution for the DR, but it's okay. It's enough. We don't need it. Endurant Faith is pretty much carrying the damage reduction that we need. So this is more than fine. Paragon, glyphs. Again, I'll have the planner already set. This is the perfected version. This is my final version that I'm like the most happy with. We run Tactician, we run Elementalist, we run Exploits, Charged, because you're still going to generate a lot of crackling energy. Enchanter. Enchanter is just to make sure that we have enough for our Frigid Fate. If not that, I don't know what I'd swap it to, but yeah, it's kind of, you kind of need the extra bit. So like right now, actually, do I can't edit it in here. Anyway, we use Destruction. Destruction, I'm putting a lot of points in. Again, crit strike damage is not only amping up your explosions for your chain lightning, but it also multiplies on your lightning spear, your splintering. Conjure just to have a little bit more uptime with the conjurations, and control because we are stunning everything because we're raimenting. Really fun build, highly recommend it. Again, the focus on this build was not so much to like super amplifier damage, but to be able to kind of casually play, not really have to think too much while still doing like a tremendous amount of output. This is like, I would say a noob friendly Sork build. Not noob, but like, yeah, you don't have to super try hard with the Sork build. It's really easy to play. It does things itself, and it's really nice. And you survive, and you do lots of damage. Really good. Thank you guys for hanging out, seeing the build. Check out the planner. Thanks.